Hi, I'm Sana, and welcome to another episode of Elder Scrolls Online in chronological order. Okay, it should come as no surprise that it has been a while since my last recording. I'm going to check where we were. What's the journal? What does it say? It says, the scholar's apprentice Shiri has studied the book from among Alasan's possessions. Shiri suggests I begin my research for the third Ansai ward in Hunding's Watch. I should seek out Priestess Sermon once I reach Hunding's Watch. Okay, that's a lot of names, but I got there. Here is the Priestess. And let's go talk to her. I'm gonna jump right in.
Sartakal eats himself,
Wait, what
and
now?
the spirits move to the far shores.
What? Okay, I did not drink enough coffee to be sharp enough to understand what you just said. Also, your top is very, very see-through. You should maybe want to try a different wardrobe. Just saying. Just saying. This is the tip. You don't have to do anything with it, but you know. The third Ansai ward, what do you know?
Shiri? I do not know this name, nor do I know anything about any Ansei ward. I know only that Sartakal will soon devour himself. Devour us all.
Is she okay?
We must warn them. Or must we? No, it matters not.
Is she alright? I don't think she's alright. Okay, well that got us nowhere. Does anyone else got something to say? Do you have something to say that makes sense?
It is good to see you again, my friend. Now I understand why Tuwaka bid me to come here to Hunding's Watch. If you are to save the Alakir Desert from the Withered Hand, there are things you must learn from the spirits of this place.
There are spirits?
Yes, many of them.
Okay.
And pilgrims come from all over Hammerfell to honor them, the heroes of our greatest wars. It is usually a quiet affair, but when one such as you arrives, spirits of friend and foe alike awaken to create a portrait of the past.
What do they want?
To teach you.
Oh,
If
okay.
you are to be champion of the Alakir, you must understand the spirit of this desert and its people. Tuwaka says you must walk in the steps of our heroes. Battle the spirits of the enemies they faced. Then you will understand.
It sounds like a whole lot of trouble that I need to go through, but sure, I will do it.
First, you will face the Nedic peoples. When the Regatta first crashed on these shores, the Needs were first to challenge them. Fight the Nedic soldier spirits, claim their essences, and use them to summon and face their leader, War Chief Hakon.
Okay. I don't really want to ask any more questions. Just let me fight them then. Not sure why we're doing this. Sounds like a whole lot of effort. But, alright then. Ha! Combat at least is easy. So I think in the last episode I was talking about I had the itch, the urge, toying with the idea to go and install Guild Wars 2 again. I went ahead and did exactly that. I went ahead and did exactly that. I got the last two expansions that I missed. Secrets of the Obscure and Gentir Wilds. And I made a new character and I've been leveling from scratch, and I'm gonna play through the entire thing in chronological order, obviously, because that's just how I enjoy playing my games. And it's been good. It's been a lot of fun. Got stuck in World vs. World for the longest time, obviously, because it's a game mode I unironically very much enjoy. I'm not a PvP person at all, but I really enjoy World vs. World whenever I can follow a commander and just run around with the big Zerg, just kind of bulldozering over everything. I highly enjoy that. So I've been doing that a lot as well. And it's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun. So I have been mostly playing that, and I sort of forgot that Elder Scrolls Online existed. I was like, right, I have to go back and record some videos. I gotta do that. So yeah, that's been going on. I also finished playing Avowed. It's a single player game from I think from Obsidian, I believe, that got released, and I did an entire playthrough of that. Was a lot of fun as well. Okay, when is this war chief showing up? When is the war chief showing up? Because I don't see him. Come on. But yeah, Avowed was really fun. I was initially a bit hesitant in trying it out, because they did a very scammy thing where if you paid extra for like a deluxe version of the game, you could play early access. I think it is ridiculous that you have to pay more money for an early access for a single player game. If it's an MMO, I can somewhat understand it because there are ways to get ahead of the curve if you're playing competitive. But for a single player game, paying extra for early access, that's the scammiest thing ever. Unless you are really excited to play as soon as possible, which I have been guilty of at times. There is no need for an early access for a single player game. If the game is because the earliest was 5 days earlier than the normal release date. If your game is ready 5 days ahead of your scheduled release, then you might as well just release it 5 days earlier and just not have an early access extra cost to it. It's so scummy. It's I really didn't like it. That left already a little bit of a sour taste in my mouth. I decided to take those 5 days of early access to watch other people play Avowed to decide if I wanted to play it, yes or no. Because I know it was mostly a first-person game. Now, I don't play in first person at all.
You are
There he
not
is.
welcome here. We will defend our land.
But I was watching some people who were playing in third person and it actually looked playable and fun. So I was like, you know what, I'll probably just get it after the early access. And I'll just get it as a regular release. And it was still very expensive because I don't have Xbox Game Pass shenanigans. So I paid full price for that shit. But it was really fun. The longer I was playing, the more I got invested in the story and your companions. And the combat was alright. It was kind of fun. So yeah, I think I enjoyed myself. I have 76 hours before I finish the entire game. And I still don't even have all the achievements. Like, I still miss half of the achievements. So I could definitely do another playthrough and kind of see what I missed. But it was fun. I can recommend the game. But maybe wait on a sale or something. Because I don't think it was worth the full price. And if you have Game Pass, obviously it's a lot easier as well to get the game. It's just that I really wanted to own my games. Technically, you don't own anything on Steam. Like, if Steam decides to just disappear, then everything that's in your Steam library is gone. You don't own a single thing. But the idea of renting a game through Game Pass, playing it, and then having to hand it back in, I don't like that idea either. Like, I never rented games. Well, I think I rented the game once, and then later on I purchased the game myself back in the day. I'm old. I'm old. We had we had places where we could rent movies and rent video games, and I absolutely did that. But I always ended up purchasing the game later on when I thought it was really cool. So the idea of the Game Pass just didn't really appeal to me. So I was like, I'm just gonna pay full price. But I paid €70, and I think the game at its best is worth like 50 to 60 euros. I think that would be a more decent price. So if you're still on the fence, maybe wait for a sale. Like, it's alright. It's just a single player game. Like, you don't need to play it right now and keep up with everyone else or something. But other than that, Avowed was really fun. And that's all I want to say about it, I guess. Now we just go back to playing Elder Scrolls Online. I killed the guy, sir. I did the thing.
In our fight against the Needs, we saw the raw power of defiance. We came to respect Tamriel and its warriors. You must now battle the giant Goblin King, The Regada's long road to conquest was paved with thousands of these beasts' corpses.
I have never heard of giant goblins.
Such things are difficult to imagine, yes. In those times, goblins were mighty beasts, and their cruelty was not tempered by cowardice as it is now. Their filthy strongholds littered the sands of Hammerfell like a pox when the Regada arrived.
That sounds horrible.
Horrible indeed. Our Yokudan ancestors could not tolerate such a blight on their new homeland. They would suffer no rivals, and so one of their mightiest heroes, Frandar Hunding, rallied the swords of the Regada to slay the beasts.
Okay, what happened to him?
Tuatha claimed him during one of the bloodiest battles of the campaign. But his son, Divad, filled with wrath over the slaying of his father, soon rose to take command of the Regada. He swore to avenge his father, no matter the cost.
When people say no matter the cost, that usually means something bad happened. Like, they become corrupted or power hungry. Something usually is implied by this. Was he successful though?
The Song of Divad tells us that he and his band of sword singers worked their sacred forges and consulted eldritch tomes for many long years to create 5 great swords. With these blessed blades, the Regada forever vanquished the giant goblins.
When I see blessed blades, I can only think of Wind Fury. Blessed blades of the Windseeker. Like, that's just forever integrated into your mind, right? Okay. And that aside, what's my task?
Well, Tuatha tells me that you must do battle with the spirits of the long-dead giant goblin kin. To what end? I do not know. But only fools doubt Tuatha's wisdom.
Okay. Let's not question the voices in his head that tell him to do stuff. We're just gonna do battle. I can do battle. Oh, they still sound the same. Okay. Kill the goblin chief. Alright. Is this gonna be another long wait? Like the other one? Yeah.
I'll pick my teeth with your bones.
Okay. Good luck with that. Bye. Where to next? How did he move so fast from one place to another without being attacked? This guy.
Ironically, it was in our fight against the hideous goblins that we came to love the desert and its simple beauty. Now you must face the proud orc warriors of ancient Orsinium. The fight for the orc city proved to be one of our greatest trials.
Tell me of Orsinium.
It is the heart of Orcdom in Tamriel, settled at the foot of the Hrothgarian Mountains. It is a city of simple things, towering and cold. It has been razed and rebuilt countless times. The orcs are a tenacious people.
So the Yokudans are one of the conquerors?
Conquerors is a strong word, but yes, of course they were. Our ancestors and the Bretons laid siege to the city for 30 years before finally breaching the walls and razing the city. The orcs proved to be fearsome adversaries.
Okay, but why? Can't you just let the orcs have their own place to live? Why do you have to lay siege to a city like that? I don't understand. Why? People live there. Just let them be. Why? Why do you have to claim something that isn't yours? and take it away from people who are actively living there. I don't understand. Just let them be. Just don't. Don't claim a city that isn't yours for yourself. I'm too naive for this world, I'm afraid. I just don't understand. What's my task?
You must face the ancient orcish specters in
I don't
battle,
want to.
and then summon and defeat their leader, General Thashaga.
They were just protecting their
Waka
home.
says there is great wisdom to be gleaned from this.
They live there. Why? No, I don't like this. That's not fair. Well, are they not allowed to live anywhere? Like, where do you want the orcs to go then? Extinct? Probably. Probably extinct. I fail to understand the logic in this. Right, where is the general? Up here?
You are not welcome here. We will defend our land.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I understand, but the voice in the other guy's head tells me that I need to apparently do this. I'm not happy about it. Very much not happy about it. Yeah, here I am killing every single Orsinium NPC that I find. The duality that is me. Yeah, alright. Okay, I did the thing.
The swords of Yukuda were not often sheathed.
I don't like the Yakuda.
A long siege of Orsinium taught us the value of patience. Now you must face the forces of the Breton king, Joal, a treacherous asp, whose lust for power led to broken alliances and countless sorrows.
The Breton has lust for power. That's rich coming from you, because I can see that the Yakuda were very much drunk with power themselves. And just expanding and expanding. Like, they're not much better. Like, I'll tell you that much. So, I'm reading Jolie, and it's not Joal. What kind of name is this? Who was the king?
He was the king of Daggerfall during the siege of Orsinium.
I can't keep up with
The
history
embers
like
of the
this.
Orcish hold had not even cooled before he took up arms against our ancestors, his former allies. He was slain by a heroic sword singer at the Battle of Bankarai Pass.
Okay, what's my task? Let me guess. It's killing more Bretons.
You must slay the perfidious spirits of King Joal's Breton army. Then King Joal himself, I suspect. Tuwaka shall be watching.
I'm sure Tuwaka is watching. I don't like Tuwaka. I don't like the Yakuden.
Torch it!
Okay. Now where is your king?
I've never known fear like this.
I seem to be making a lot of enemies lately.
There he is.
Stupid Redguard, you served your purpose. Now you will die.
Okay. Great stuff. Good stuff. Alright, what's next? How did he teleport all the way over there so quickly? Did he sneak past every enemy? Did the thing, murdered everyone.
Joal's betrayal taught us yet another virtue. Caution. Wariness. We remain slow to trust, but loyal beyond measure. You have reached the summit. The Make-Way God sees much at this height. Have you learned the greatest lesson of this place?
Maybe.
The greatest lesson of Hundig's watch is this. Wars are fleeting, but honor is eternal.
Right.
The
Sure.
dunes of time are ever shifting. Kings rise and fall. Cities are raised and rebuilt. Alliances are forged and broken. But honor, glory, legend remains.
If you say so, my dude.
Your valor strikes a mighty bell. The heroes have come here themselves. Makela Leki, Derek Hallen, and both Frandar and Divad Hunding. Their spirits have come here to meet you, to challenge you, and to teach you.
Oh, I got to fight them?
No.
No.
You will not cross blades.
Lame.
The Sword Singers were as much mages as warriors. They sought strength of body and of mind. These spirits will speak to you. Choose your words with care, though. Tawaka says they seek to teach and to test.
Okay. Where y'all at? Below. Woo. Okay.
I spent my early years as a maiden of the Spirit Blade.
Bear, you're in the way.
As early as I can remember.
Okay.
Great heroes often carry the greatest regrets. They lie buried in the sand with the bones and broken blades, hidden, forgotten. I had many stories to pass on, but only one is known.
Yeah.
Hearken, you have won a great battle and covered yourself in glory. But you are gravely wounded. A magical memory stone will allow you to record your last thoughts. Do you think of the battle recording history? Or do you immortalize your beloved family?
History. Nobody fucking cares about my family. That has of no historical value. So, history.
The battle was important, yes. But is love not also worthy of remembrance?
Nobody cares.
I thought of my training and the details of the battle. But as I turned my thoughts to family, death
Well, that's a
silenced me.
personal thing.
Now they are forgotten. Lost for all
I
time.
mean, you still remember them, idiot. If you forgot your own family, then that's on you. But if you're going to make history, you gotta record that history. In the history books that I read at school, I don't read about the family of people who made history. I read about the things that actually made them make history. I don't freaking care about their family situation. Nobody cares about that.
We must consider.
That's a personal thing.
To the dogs with that.
Don't
Hero
care.
has killed my mother. He killed your wife. What you say is true. But many more wives and sisters will die if we take up the sword.
This cave has made a coward of you. We must fight!
I think I'm lost in the sauce and I don't really remember why we're doing all of this. I'm looking for the third ward, right? Why am I doing all of this? What does this have to do with that third ward? I failed to see the connection here. I really this feels like a filler episode because none of this I feel matters. But maybe it's all coming together later on, but this is so pointless.
To choose for oneself is simple. To choose for a nation is hard. The heaviest blade is as a feather compared to the trust of one's people. Abide with me and listen carefully.
Yeah.
A tyrant threatens your people. If you submit to him and become his willing thrall, your people will be shown mercy. If you attack, you and your people will be driven from your homeland and exiled to the sea. What do you do?
I actually don't know what I would do. Sometimes the smartest thing you can do is to just live another day. And maybe if you were all alive, you could maybe plan a counterattack in secret. Like a revolution, given enough time. Keep your friends close and your enemies closer. I think I would submit.
Submission would have brought peace, yes. But at what cost? All that Yokuda was and is finds its source in the blade. We could not
I mean,
waver.
that's a you problem.
Even so, there is always cost. I chose the sword. Many and many were lost. Was this the greater good?
I think if you submit and everyone was spared, you could maybe in time regroup, form a plan, create a revolution, stand up for your bullies. In time, obviously. But at least you would still have a fighting chance because everyone is still alive. If you get exiled to sea and you lose so many of your people, then there is nothing to do but to just kind of waver off. That's just, again, a naive point of view, probably. But within video game logic, it makes sense. Right? More people to talk to. Wait, let's do this guy first.
The goblins approach, my lord. They will slaughter our scouts.
We must hold this pass or the war is lost. Their sacrifice will be remembered always.
Many of our noblest warriors will be slain. How can you turn your back to them?
A goat will run if you strike it. A jackal may bite if you give chase. Only man can choose to do nothing. The path of restraint is often the hardest. I pose to you a question, one that still haunts me.
Yes?
You are a scout for a great army, perched on a mountainside. In the pass below, a band of enemy soldiers slowly approach the position of your dearest friend. Do you abandon your post to help your friend, or do you remain hidden to report the attack?
Oh, this is really tough. This is really tough. I am extremely loyal to my friends. I think I would actually abandon my post and help my friend. Yeah, I think in real life I would do that. Yeah, I am extremely loyal. I will help my friend. That's not the smartest thing to do, absolutely not. But that is what I would do.
Yes, your friend may die if you do not render aid. But if you fail to report the assault, is not the entire army put at risk?
It does put the entire army at risk.
How many men could lose their lives for this one soldier? One's loyalties are truly put to the test.
Yeah, that's a me issue for sure. That's a tough one, but I would still pick my friend, I think. At that point, I don't care about the bigger picture. I think I just care about my friend at that point. I would probably always regret that I didn't save my friend when I had the option. Oh, I was not supposed to be here. Oh no!
The blades are forbidden. We must not use them.
Without them, our people, our civilization will die.
Taking up those blades may lead to something far worse than death.
All choices exact a toll, Wayfarer. Some are trivial, but some linger for generations. I was forced to drink from a bitter cup in my time, and all Redguards had paid the price. I wonder if you would have made the same choice.
Go on.
Giant goblins, beasts thought conquered by Divad, have returned. The fight goes poorly. You know the location of powerful magicked blades, but they are dangerous. They were hidden for a reason. Do you seek out the blades, or fight on without them?
Ooh, I'm not a risk taker. And I very much go by, you know, when I would walk into a room with just a red button and there was a note next to the button that says don't push the red button, I would not push the red button. I am that kind of person. If it says don't push it, I don't push it. So I would, in that same logic, I would also think if the blades are hidden, they're hidden for a reason and I probably shouldn't touch them. Like, I'm not a risk taker. I don't dare to think, but maybe if I had a little bit more power, I don't think like that. So I'm just gonna go battle on.
You would have met a glorious end. We chose the blades and destroyed the beasts. But as a result, the Shahai, Our spirit swords were forever destroyed. Centuries of wondrous tradition was snuffed out. I must bear this weight, always.
Yes, sounds like a skill issue to me. It's easier said than done, obviously. These are all moral questions, and not one answer is right with any of these people. There isn't one singular correct answer, because it's just kind of what you do in the moment as humans. And it's just a moral issue, right, at this point. Like, that's the lesson, obviously. Oh, if you hear noises, I apologize. They are once again doing construction work, like right outside the window, like below on the street. Like, they have broken up the entire street, so you can't walk, you can't park your car. And they've been going at it for like a month on the end of our street, and now they're moving closer towards where I live, on the other side of the street. And they're gonna do the entire shenanigans again. So if you hear some bonking and whatever, it's because they're working outside the window. And there's nothing I unfortunately can do about it. This was actually a more quiet moment. Like, an hour earlier, they made so much noise that I was like, I can't record at all today. But they have been a little bit more quiet, so I figured I'm gonna squeeze in just a little bit of recording. Because these construction work, this thing is going to last for more than a month. So if this gets progressively worse and I can't record, I need to have a few episodes already recorded in advance, so that if I really can't record because it's too much noise and I don't have time in the weekends, I at least have a few videos in the backlog that I can just continue to upload, and you wouldn't notice that I stopped recording. So, yeah, I apologize if you do hear something. I hope it doesn't really come through in the final edit, but yeah, you never know. Just in case you do, that's why. Okay, I did everything.
Tuwaka tells me the heroic spirits have returned to their slumber.
Good.
Only Tuwaka has such knowledge, my friend. I could barely hear you from here. Luckily, Tuwaka has shared some of his wisdom with me.
Uh-huh. What have you learned?
Tuwaka tells me that you are bound to the greatest of Red Guard virtues, honor and loyalty. You are drawn to great summits and glorious ends.
Did I make it to Gryffindor?
Hold fast to that courageous spirit. But know that sometimes we must make sacrifices for the greater good.
Did I make it to Gryffindor? Yeah? Is this what I was meant to learn?
What? No. I simply thought you'd like to know what Tuwaka thought of you.
I don't care what Tuwaka thinks of me.
He's an excellent judge of character.
I need to find the third ward, my dude.
The real lesson of these heroes is that legend always carries a price. You must be prepared to pay that toll when it comes.
Okay, this was absolutely a filler episode. What a terrible thing.
Extends his hand. You need only enter the portal, and you will be transported back to the desert below.
Amazing. You couldn't piss me off more.
Please, tell me you have seen her.
Oh, I'm so pissed off right now. None of this was meant for anything. None of this helped me with finding the third ward. This was the most filler episode ever. I hate everything about it. Please tell me that you've got something that actually leads to something else.
The scholar's apprentice. Have you seen
her? She
her?
was weird.
She had the ancient text from the Withered Hand necromancer at Tava's Blessing. She was supposed to go back to Bergama, but she never made it.
I did see her. I talked to her, and she talked nonsense. Where would she be?
We knew Shiri believed the third ward was here, and that you came this way, so we were hoping. Alas, there is one other place she
I did talk to her.
I am too weak to make the journey. Will you take on the search for Shiri in my stead?
Yeah?
It is not just Shiri. It is the text she found at Tava's Blessing. Scholar Zore says it must be kept away from the Withered Hand. Shiri has a cousin in Satakalam, Nahira. Please, you must go and see if Shiri is there.
I'll look for Shiri.
Thank you, my friend. Prince Azaz said you were indispensable. I now see why. You do an old soldier a great favor by helping. I hope Shiri is not hurt, and even more so, I hope that text has not been taken again by the withered hand.
Okay. I don't care why you were injured. We did talk to Shiri, and she was talking absolute, like, nonsense. She didn't even know who her teacher or mentor, whatever, was. She didn't know who we were. Alright. I'm going to grab this way shrine. Okay. I need to go to this city over here. I actually have a house in here? Are you kidding me? Well, let me show you probably an empty apartment then, before I end this episode. Was this given to us? Can't imagine that I actually ever bought this house. No, I think this was given to us through some campaign, event, celebration, or login reward. I don't know. Yeah, I remember this was given to us. You can like jump down from here. I apparently have this statue. I'm not sure. It's kind of creeping me out. It's kind of creeping me out. I got this thing that I don't know what to do with. I mean, clearly this house isn't being used. The only thing that I will ever do in houses is I use them for fast travel points, right? When I don't have a way shrine in certain zones, having a house is just easier because I can always teleport there for free. I always put the banker and the merchant and a storage coffer in here. And if it's not a house that I'm actively living in, I don't decorate it with anything at all. Oh my gosh, there's... Oh my god. You gotta be shitting me. Oh, I hate my life. Revive here. Well, okay. That's nice. I was supposed to like fall into here perfectly in the middle. Oh my word. You gotta be kidding me. Okay. I do like this little bit though. Like this is very pretty with the glowy stuff. I like that a lot. But I like my houses to be practical. I don't want to having to go through too many doors. I don't like loading screens within my house. I don't understand why I would want an actual house with rooms and whatnot. I don't really care. It's not practical at all. I like my Cold Harbor estate more. It's just one giant slab of land with no walls, no doors, nothing that says an actual house. It's just a lot easier that way. And for obvious reasons, I'm not making this house my home because that's just a murder machine. This little hole in the middle is just a murder machine. It's just going to kill me every time I try to jump in there. So yeah, that's not happening. Alright, well, I got to the place that I needed to go to. We have fallen to our death. Gotta love everything about that. But we did make it to the city that I needed to go to anyway. So yay. It's full of enemies in here. Okay. Okay, well, let's just end the episode right here. Because it's been going on for long enough. This was an absolute garbo episode with nothing useful happening. Filler episode, for sure. But nonetheless, I want to thank you all so much for watching. There is a link in the description below if you want to help out the channel. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one. Bye bye!